Okay, yeah, so we're group 13. My name is Isha.
I'm Marvel.
And Hannah, if you would want to like introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry, I'm Hannah.
You're good. Um, yeah, so just an overview of our presentation. Blockchain technology is basically a secure digital database that stores information across a network of computers, and it kind of just improves like the efficiency of the entire system. And especially in Maryland, it's growing heavily in importance because of its features that because it's able to manage copyright data, streamline access, and enhance processing, which are all very attractive features to local businesses um, and organizations in Maryland. And we kind of wanted to be able to focus on the responsible growth of this technology through legislation and research in Maryland for past legislation and future legislation. And we think that it's very important to be able to find a balance of innovation in this technology, but also a way to sustain economic growth. So yeah, there is a high demand for this technology in both public and private sectors, which is important to note. And then like some organizations that like kind of already exist, which we'll also get into later, is the Maryland Blockchain Association. And this is a nonprofit organization that is committed to ensuring that Maryland remains a top competitor in this field. And they also partnered with the Digital Chamber to enhance blockchain infrastructure, which kind of shows how the importance of this technology is spreading to multiple organizations in the state. And beyond organizations, a lot of colleges and universities, especially the University of Maryland College Park, they have a lot of blockchain efforts going on in their own campus, with students leading initiatives. And yeah, like I was just saying, I think yeah.
Yeah, okay. So currently we have the Maryland Block Association, which Isha touched on. So they work to make sure Maryland stays a top competitor. They work on advocacy, policy engagement, research, and startup support. And they make sure to give grants to blockchain organizations. And then we have Maryland universities who work to be an outlet for capable students and people who are interested in just blockchain technology. They also led the first student-led initiative that focused on innovations and research in blockchain, and they also plan for the future of blockchain technology by giving their students opportunities.
And yeah, so some past legislation that's already been passed in the 2026 session are Senate Bill 0376 and 0168. So both of these like kind of establish organizations like the Digital Asset and Blockchain Technology Task Force to kind of study and evaluate like the growth of blockchain technology in Maryland and like the ways that it's being used. And so like from our research, we found that since there is like a lot of past legislation on this technology, a lot of the future actions that are going to be taken regarding this technology are going to be very heavily reliant upon like the results from the research and the evaluations that are going to be done from the legislation that was passed in the 2026 legislative session. And we do also acknowledge kind of that there are some drawbacks to this technology, which could raise concerns like in the Maryland economic community because of like the um, anonymous nature of this technology. But we do understand that like the investigations and evaluations from the past legislation in the future legislation as well that could be passed will provide clear direction for the future of blockchain in Maryland. And we also understand that Maryland is very uniquely positioned to lead this sector just because of its growth in the economy and the many organizations and universities that are kind of committed to being like the leaders in blockchain technology.
So, since we know that blockchain innovations are likely going to continue playing a significant role in Maryland's business and economy, we recommend they implement a state level FIN technology, which stands for financial technology. and they should implement a regulatory sandbox which allows institutions to test out ideas while getting regulatory exemptions. They don't have to go through the same exhaustive legal processes that you would have to do if you were going to test out a formal product. And the sandbox would be controlled by the State Department of Assessments and Taxation and the Office of Financial Regulation, and it would allow these certified businesses to test applications for up to 24 months.
Thank you for listening, and if you guys have any questions, please let us know.
Thank you very much, team, for the introduction, the analysis, the research. So I think if you can add one page in the front that talk about what's blockchain, that would be helpful for some other team members who have no idea what's blockchain, right? So because people may associate blockchain with Bitcoin directly, which is quite different, right? So that's, I think in the future, if you think about presentation, make sure think about your audience, right? And overall, pretty nice. I really love the recommendation, and that sandbox idea is pretty nice. So it's really great recommendation. So did some of you go to the blockchain conference?
Yeah, I went on day one.
Okay. Did you learn something new?
Yeah, definitely. They talked a lot about like stable coins
Mm.
and kind of how blockchain plays into that, which is like another aspect of like the research that we were doing. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
Yeah, I was like wondering like how is this blockchain technologies applied to like other areas like applied in Maryland?
Do you mean in like how it's kind of used in like businesses and stuff
Yeah.
like that? Yeah, so like a lot of businesses use it as sort of kind of like a financial ledger. It kind of like helps streamline like the current systems that they already have just because it's just like much faster and like the organization of the technology kind of really helps with like their financials, especially if they're like doing like cross collaborations with like other businesses and stuff. So just like kind of like the interconnectedness that blockchain brings to like the Maryland economy is like also a big reason why it's like growing in importance and why a lot of business owners want to pursue that technology.
All right. Thank you for presenting.